in possession charges. Randal?
In an effort to reduce crime, an inmate work crew is cutting down miles of blackberry bushes along the Northwest Expressway, where transients often hide out. The Sheriff's Forest Work Camp crew is clearing the thick bushes along the railroad tracks from the Chambers Connector to Beltline. Authorities say in 2 days they recovered more than 200 used needles, 400 spray paint cans, several campsites, and tons of trash inside the blackberry bushes.
What we're hoping to do is to eliminate the public concern by having the people who get off the train go directly to the mission rather than establish a residency along the tracks.
McManus says several nearby residents have complained about vandalism and theft by transients. The crew is expected to clear all the blackberry bushes within 2 weeks. Governors and officials from 18 western states set the stage for a battle over federal wildlife policy. In their mid-year Western Governors Association meeting in Utah, rebellious Western governors set their sights on the Endangered Species Act. 6 governors endorsed a resolution urging Congress to give states a say in protecting wildlife and vegetation within their borders. The governors want the federal government to let them set up broad ecosystem management programs to prevent species from diminishing to the point where federal protection is needed. Oregon Governor-elect John Kitzhaber was on hand for the meeting. The U.S. House of Representatives tonight approved the massive international trade agreement known as GATT. President Clinton immediately said it demonstrates confidence in this country's ability to win in the global economy. But as Kent Gerald reports, the treaty must still be approved in the Senate.
The House ended its 103rd session with a Republican taking the Speaker's chair, a symbol of the new Republican majority next year. Republicans provided the margin of victory for GATT. The final tally was 288 to 146. Defeated and on his way out of office, told the House the importance of approving the international treaty.
It's probably impossible to imagine a single act of this Congress that can do more for economic growth.
A retiring veteran of the House said, the U.S. must forge ahead in world markets.
When it comes to creating jobs in a global economy, a nation can't sit there and contemplate its navel, twiddle its thumbs, and gas about how frightened it is. In this day and age, you either got to get out there and compete to gain your share of the market, or you die economically.
GATT opponents claim the U.S. will lose its sovereignty and jobs.
I buy made-in-America shoes. They cost the same as the Nike shoes made in China, and they pay a hell of a lot more to those workers to make them. Those profits don't go to the consumers. Those profits go to the stockholders.
GATT is not a sure thing in the Senate. Debate starts there on Wednesday. Supporters are hoping to gather enough votes for a victory by Thursday. Kent Gerald for CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Former Vice President Dan Quayle is said to be in good spirits in the intensive care unit at Indiana University Medical Center. His wife says the treatment for a blood clot in Quayle's right lung won't affect his plans, including a possible run for the presidency. He's expected to remain hospitalized for a week, and doctors say they expect him to make a full recovery with the help of medication. His doctor says Quayle will be able to do what he wants to do. Marilyn Quayle says the illness is basically a blip. Let's hope so.
Yeah. Well, I've been tracking blips of sunshine, and I have not seen one for a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. It doesn't look like you're going to see any for a while either. Rain, more of that is on the horizon. A warm front's coming in, and you can tell warm air is pushing through because right now we are at the high temperature for the day in Eugene. Here's the high temperature map. 52 was the high earlier today. Right now we're up at 53. Lakeland and Ocala, Florida have the hot spot at 88 degrees, minus 12 at Alamosa, Colorado, the coldest. Tomorrow at a glance, look for heavy rain at times tomorrow. Highs from 35 in the mountains where there will be snow to 55 degrees along the coast. Complete forecast and extended outlook which stays wet, and we may even see some white stuff. We'll talk about that in about 20 minutes.
But 52 now, it's toasty out there.
53, yeah.
Okay.
Thanks, Tim. Thanks, Tim. Also later on, Todd McKim will have Blazer and high school basketball highlights.
And a consumer report on skincare products.
Ford Motor Company and your local Ford dealer are now offering 2.9% financing on the #1 selling Ford Taurus. What makes this such a great offer? Well, at 8 3/4%, your interest payments for 48 months total $3,619. At 2.9%, they're just $11.57. That saves you $2,462 and makes this car even more attractive. For 2.9% financing, see your Ford dealer today. Offer ends December 4th.
This scene is not unusual in Oregon's forests. The water runs cold and clear. Fish habitat is abundant. Wildlife thrives. And you might be surprised to know that trees are harvested here too. Oregon's forests hold the potential to provide the wood products we need and the environment we want, like this. With a commitment to long-term planning that provides for our children's future, we can unlock this potential. Weyerhaeuser believes that's important because Oregon's forests are a resource worth conserving. When Tree of Life has a Christmas sale, they really have a sale. Saturday, December 3rd is Kids Day. Save 20% on every kid's book, Bible, music, game, toy, and video in stock. Browse our huge selection of Christmas and inspirational music and pick up Amy Grant's Home for Christmas or her latest release, House of Love. CD is $11.97, cassettes $7.97. We also carry one of the largest selections of Dayspring Christmas cards. And remember, buy $25 in merchandise and receive a free Christmas tape. That's this weekend at Tree of Life.
Dreams of that magical Christmas can come true with a visit to Reading Cross. Wrap yourself in the glitter and glow of the season with our decorating and gift-giving ideas that will make your holidays truly special. You'll find more than ever now at Reading Cross to add to your family's holiday traditions. Explore every corner. There's a lot more to discover. Visit today and capture the spirit of the season. All the magic of Christmas is at Reading Cross, 160 Oakway Road.
A public hearing was held tonight to address the future of a planned bicycle lane for Jefferson Street in Eugene. The city's traffic engineer has authorized installation of the bike lane and the removal of on-street parking along the west side of Jefferson between 5th Avenue and 13th Avenue. Neighborhood opponents say they were excluded from the decision-making process.
It is a high-density neighborhood, and a number of residents are not going to have parking close to their houses. And we do look at it being a serious safety issue for cars and for pedestrians and for the bicyclists.
That's one of the issues that's been raised here as to whether or not this is a land use issue, in which case appeal would be made to the Oregon Land Use Board of Appeals, or if it's not a land use decision, in which case it's an administrative determination that would be appealed through Lane County Circuit Court.
Public hearing on the issue was continued until December 8th. Testimony may be submitted in writing or given publicly at the hearing. A final decision is expected by year's end. City of Eugene work crews removed 4 incense cedar trees in downtown Eugene today. Internal decay made the trees a safety hazard. The city's urban forester says a fungus is causing damage to all 16 of the incense cedars in the West Park block. The 4 that were removed had advanced stages of decay.
The crane is probably one of our biggest safety features because we don't have to cut down little pieces and drop them, thus they bounce. With this, we cut the whole tree down and lay it down, and then we can cut it up individually and haul it off. So it's a much safer way of removing the trees in this kind of populated area.
The trees will be replaced with new incense cedars.
An 18-year-old man was arrested in South Eugene this morning after barricading himself in a house with a handgun during a dispute with his girlfriend. Eugene Police Sergeant Jim Tatum says Gary Wayne Lohman surrendered to officers about 1:30 this morning after 2 hours of negotiations. There were no shots fired and no one was injured. Eugene police want your help in developing their new citywide community policing plan. The department will send out more than 4,000 surveys about police services to residents after the holidays. The 8-page survey asks about crime, community problems, and police response. The results will be used to help transition the entire police department into community policing.
That's going to take a long time, but part of that is identifying what the community's, what their priorities and what they think we should be doing, what types of services we should be delivering.